So you might have a slight idea of what victim blaming is, and just to keep it really simple for you, in today's lingo, it is a form of gaslighting. Now, if you don't know what gaslighting is when the victim of a crime, violence, or harassment is blamed or made feel responsible for the action. So in basic terms, it's pretty much whenever somebody blames the other person to make that other person feel guilty for what had occurred. And make sure you stick around in this video because I'm actually going to share a very, very embarrassing story of something that I did, way back in the past whenever I was in high school. It was a great learning lesson to look back on and stuff because I learned a lot from it. So make sure you stick around because I'm going to talk about that here in this video. Anyways, another thing that goes hand in hand with victim blaming is actually accountability. Accountability is accepting responsibility for your own actions. And in this video, you'll actually find ways to become more accountable and actually help not only yourself, but maybe even others destroy the victim blaming mindset. Now to begin here, I used to play the victim for absolutely everything. I never took responsibility for any of my actions that I took growing up in high school. Instead, I would find ways that I could either redirect the blame to somebody else or even direct it to somebody who might not even have anything to do with it. So for example, something that I ended up doing, and this is the very embarrassing story, is I ended up taking my car, it was a 2007 Ford Focus, to the gas station. Now, of course, I went in to get some gas and stuff like that. You would expect this to be pretty normal of a story, but it was not. So I went up to the register to pay for my gas, and at the transition of giving the lady $20, I was grabbing my rewards card. But before I could even get my rewards scanned, she had already closed the sale. And I wouldn't be earning rewards. She told me, sorry, but you gotta be quicker than that, which infuriated me. And I turned the blame to her, saying that you should have asked me. It's your job to ask. You need to start asking people for their rewards cards, like the other employees do. And then I stormed out to pump my gas, angry, with a completely different mood than I had walking in. Now, what I learned, not obviously in that moment, but rather what I learned later in time, was that you obviously have to give your rewards card before you end up giving cash, okay? Now that's a given. Now, of course, she wasn't too kind whenever she ended up pointing out my mistake, but that didn't give me the reason to actually turn the blame on her. Even with the way that she pointed out my mistake, there was absolutely no reason for me to redirect the blame straight to her and be so rude and blow up in her face. I could have took this opportunity as a learning lesson and actually kept my calm and then would have said something like this instead. Sorry I wasn't quick enough. Do I need to hand you my rewards card before I give you the money? Now, of course, saying something like this could have brought a better response from her, but obviously I still probably would have been tense, I probably would have been irritated regardless, but I wouldn't have completely changed my mood in the day simply over something that was so small. As I've grown up, I've pretty much realized that in order to actually, regulate my mood and also just like not make a fool of myself, it's really important to actually take responsibility for the actions that you do, even if it's an embarrassing mistake and the other person is almost making you feel bad for it. It's just best to just let it go and just take responsibility for it. You see, everywhere you go, you will run into people that don't take accountability or take responsibility or will play the victim in every single scenario they possibly can. And this will happen everywhere you go in life, and you don't want to fit into that crowd of people that are just playing the victim and never taking accountability. And honestly, whenever you become the man who starts taking responsibility and accountability and stop victim blaming, you will actually shine through more than other men that are out there because your honesty will, glow like a light. And that goes into the next story that I wanted to mention, and how essentially your honesty and your accountability and you destroying that terrible victim mindset can actually get you a date. This one time I was in a TJ Maxx by myself picking up some coffee grounds, and on my way to the register I found one of those product alarm cables on the floor. I picked it up and I brought it to the register with me while buying my coffee grounds and handed it to the worker. I said, "I found this on the floor and wanted to give them to you." She chuckled back, not really expecting this at all. She said, "Yeah, sometimes these things just lay around here. Thank you for picking it up though." And I said, "No problem, so how are you today?" She said, "I'm good," while cashing out my coffee grounds and began a wandering conversation about this local place that had really good coffee. But whenever she finished talking about it, she looked at me. And without possibly directly saying it, it was pretty much my chance to actually make a move. So I could have asked, hey, do you want to go out to that place? I would like to check it out with you. You know, something like that in order to actually make that move. Now, of course, that's not what I end up saying. I'm currently in a 3-year relationship and stuff like that. So I actually didn't even, you know, make a move or anything like that. So there's no like crazy heroic story out of this. It was really just an opportunity that anybody could absolutely have. And the reason that this opportunity, in my opinion, arose was simply for the fact that, you know, I had taken responsibility for somebody else's actions. Doing these like random acts of kindness and actually taking responsibility for, you know, other people's mistakes or just even another worker's mistake, whatever it be, you know, how that alarm device got on the floor in the first place. Doing these kind of acts will pretty much put you in opportunities greater than other men for the simple fact that you are pretty much doing things that are not expected of you. So in my opinion, if you just start taking responsibility for your own actions, staying accountable, and you know what, being just a good Samaritan, just going out and, you know, doing things, you know, that other people wouldn't be doing, if you go above and beyond like this, I have no doubts that you'll be able to get dates, you'll be able to make good friends, you'll be able to stand out amongst others and just be a good person. Not only that, you'll feel good about yourself. You'll be able to actually take the responsibility needed, destroy that victim blaming mindset in order for you to grow your self-development as a human being and being accountable and taking responsibility for your own actions and stuff like that. Once you just kind of sit back and calm down and be like, you know what, I'm just going to take responsibility for this. I'm accountable for this. I'm a responsible person. You're just going to feel pretty good about yourself. You're like, yeah, this situation sucks, but hey, at least I'm not whining and complaining that the other guy is at fault. And I really want to hear some stories from you guys. So if you guys have any stories that you would like to share in the comments, definitely comment them down below. And if you did enjoy this video, then make sure that you subscribe for more content like this, and like the video if you did enjoy it. Of course, that would be great. And I'm going to actually be launching a Discord server called the Diablo Den. So definitely check that out. That'll be in the link in the description and also the pinned comment down below. So check that out, definitely join because I just want to get to know you guys. And lastly, feel free to hop into the Diablo Den and check out this video if you haven't already. This video is about hobbies and habits and how they can make you more attractive, okay? Yeah, that's pretty good. You want to be attractive? Check out this video. This video will honestly, it goes pretty much hand in hand with this video as far as, you know, the second part where I was talking about the whole dating thing and, you know, being accountable and responsible. You know, this is more about the actual habits and the hobbies and stuff like that that will help with that. So definitely check that out. Join the Discord down below, the Diablo Den, check it out. And I honestly, I just want to talk to you guys one-on-one, get to know you guys. So find the fire within you and stay Diablo.